what you mean, Parliament of Papas?
Yes, I do. So I put in here, let's discuss streaming service contracts. So
Okay.
let me give a little preface on why. So this past weekend, Charles and I were at Stellarfest,
Yep.
and him and I were talking about how just our thoughts on streaming service contracts, because technically it's a new contract every pay period, right? Every time you pay,
Yep.
legally speaking.
Yeah, right.
And that's why they can change the terms of your contract whenever they want, basically.
Right.
Unless you sign a year contract, but even then you're only locked in for the year.
Yeah, and usually there's already things in there that say they can change whenever they want anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well, and so it made me think, other contracts in my life, how ticked I would be if they changed at the frequency of streaming contracts. So like, because my cell phone,
Yep.
its price, actually it's going up here by like $5 a month here pretty soon. But before that, it hadn't changed for years, and it's still technically a month by month contract. But yeah, I don't know. Over the last several years, I've been looking at different streaming services, and we've been cutting things here and there. And so I wanted to weigh in as the Parliament of Papas on our thoughts.
Yeah. So, I mean, part of it is, for me, is that's the price you pay for not having a year-long contract, the month-to-month stuff that you can still cancel whenever you like. The problem with that, and I have this on phone contracts as well. I think I'm in a 2-year phone contract because that's what ends up happening. Is that whenever you make a change, so if you upgrade your phone, if you add a line or whatever, one, they use it as an excuse to restart the 2 years all over again, which is terrible. I hate it. But also, two, they say, yeah, you have to start a new contract. Oh, and by the way, your program isn't available anymore. It's now this program. And I kind of hate that, particularly if it's a long-term contract like that. The month-to-month contract, I think you have to give a little bit because that's the price you pay for being able to get out whenever you want.
Yeah. Well, and streaming services, because they're juggling so many different licensing contracts, their service does technically change month to month.
Right. Especially since they're always adding stuff, right? And so with new additions, maybe it's a new film studio, there's a new price for that thing. They have to deal with that in some way. Now, should they absorb that price? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, just from a cost perspective, like how much it literally costs for all that streaming bandwidth, because I'm sure it's not super cheap.
Yeah, but it's not as expensive as they may have you believe. That's the other part of that. I fully like when the cable internet companies go, there's only so much bandwidth. It's like, shut up. Like there's more bandwidth than people know what to do with. It's just that's the only thing they can use to lord it over to you to get more money. I refuse to believe that for me to have gigabit internet, it's that significantly more expensive than having 300 meg internet. It really just can't be. The throughput alone should save energy and time, and I mean, there's a lot of savings to having faster internet. So I don't know. I just I'm going to be going through and frankly canceling a lot of streaming services in the near future because I'm trying to, pull myself a little bit out of debt and save some money and, just the whole thing. And I think there are some that I will keep because I am locked into a longer contract. but I will take them off auto renew.
There you
And yeah, and so and some of them where you can pay once for the entire year.
go.
I kind of like that because that's kind of a, okay, I've paid for it, I don't have to worry about it again for another year. You know, you're not.
And usually you get some kind of a discount than if you
Yeah,
were to pay it all,
right,
pay it monthly.
right. And so like the thing, one of the things that I don't have to worry about is my DC and Marvel comic book subscription services, because those are once a year.
There you go.
And frankly, if I get rid of my regular streaming services, then I can read more and make more out of those. And I still maintain those are fantastic services. Well worth the money. I think the Marvel one is $70 for the year, and you get to read everything and even new comics. And the new comics lag behind by, I think they're down to a quarter now, like 90 days behind.
Okay.
So if
that's not too bad.
If you're not going to the newsstand or going to the comic book store and getting new comics anyway, and that's your only way of reading comics, a 90-day delay means nothing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're just reading. So for both of those, and I think DC is similarly priced, more than I can possibly read.
Yep.
Which is awesome. So between that and the library, which I finally got my library card.
There you go.
There's plenty of stuff to watch. And all the free stuff. Like, that's the other part, right? There is so much free content online. Even if you just limited to YouTube, which you don't have to. But, the other one I won't be canceling is Prime.
Okay.
Because shipping, for one thing, that still counts. It's a thing that I need, because I still order a bunch of stuff on Prime to save money on the items and the shipping. Prime Video comes with, and it's a flat fee for the year. It's like $100, $120, something like that. So,
yeah, we same boat as you. We were looking to get rid of some debt, and so we were looking at what we could drop. And one of the things, when Netflix sent out their latest batch of price increases, we're like, we could save $10 a month, aka $120 a year, if we drop down to the tier with ads. And the ads really haven't been that bad. It really is a couple of minutes of ads for an anime episode, so like 21 minutes of content, and it's not even close to as bad as the ads on a lot of other platforms. Like one of the ones that we watch is the History Channel. You can get a lot of their stuff for free.
Okay.
But there's a ton of ads, to be completely blunt. But yeah, I think the only show that we watch on there nowadays is Alone. Alone's a pretty good one. It's a survival one where they drop you off alone with your limited gear that you picked beforehand, and you have to survive for as long as you can.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what's funny is I pay for the no ads version of Hulu and Disney, that package. I'm still watching ads because they still have ads, and so I'm going, well, if I can't get out of that contract, which I don't remember if it's a longer contract or not, then I'm going to try to drop down to the ad supported one.
Yeah,
because why not? I mean,
we get the ad version of Hulu through our phone.
Oh, okay.
And then we're paying for Netflix and a couple other things, but yeah, we've dropped several or lowered, like with Netflix, lowered the version of it.
Yep.
Because back when sharing a password was love,
right.
we had the premium version of Netflix, because you could have extra screens running it simultaneously, and we shared it with my in-laws.
Right.
But sharing a password isn't love anymore for Netflix.
No.
So yeah, we dropped it down to, now it's dropped down to its lowest tier. But yeah. I mean, it's getting to the point where with all the different streaming bundles, it's no different than when you bundle different things for cable.
Yeah, what I'm noticing too is there's a number of shows that are now appearing on other services that were exclusives.
Yep.
And so, like Andor season 1, and granted, it's owned by the same company. I get it, but Andor season 1 just started showing up on Hulu.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, yeah, because if I remember correctly, Disney owns 66%.
Yeah.
They have the 66% share after they bought out Fox.
Right.
So,
and then a bunch of HBO Max stuff was showing up on Prime. It's the weirdest thing. So I don't know. What it all really amounts to is there's still so much to watch that you'll find that you'll gravitate towards the stuff you like anyway, regardless of what service it's on, and you probably won't miss the other stuff as much.
Yeah, well, and if you want to, it's a bit tedious, but you could always go. What Charles does with some of his services, I guarantee he doesn't do it with all of them, because again, it's tedious. Is he'll get it for a month and binge stuff, and then drop it, and he'll keep track of, okay, I want to watch this, this, and this. When I re-up it, and a few months down the line, he'll re-up it, and so he's only 3-4 months out of the year has that service, but he's still watching everything that he wanted to watch. He binges it when he has it.
I think I'm going to end up doing that too. Like I have not signed up for Apple TV, but there's enough content that I want to watch on Apple TV now, so that if I get it for a month or two, including the trial, because you can get a good lengthy trial, I could probably get everything that I want and then cancel.
Yep. Well, and definitely check, just in general, it's good to check what your cell phone provider will offer, because a lot of times they have at least one streaming service that you can get. It's generally the lowest tier, but it's still free. It's free.
Yeah, mine was Peacock for a while. With Verizon, Peacock was available for a while.
I think the only time we've ever had Peacock is we had a free trial when one of the Psych movies came out and we wanted to watch it. But yeah, other than that, we've never had Peacock. But yeah, it has some good. Everything that I would want to watch on Peacock is like sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Office or Parks and Rec and stuff like that. Because last I checked, they were on Peacock. But yeah,